Hey guys, I'm just going to get right into this video. It's college football week 1 recap. Okay? Teams have picked up right where they left off. Louisville was 1. They put up 70 points, up 56-0 at halftime. Their quarterback was responsible for 8 touchdowns. 6 passing, 2 running. How was that possible? And I don't care that it was against Charlotte. 56-0, that's something that they should be happy with. It doesn't matter who it's against. 70 points. That's really something. And they could have had more had they not pulled their starters after the first half. Seriously, they literally pulled their starters out after the first half, playing the whole second half with second string. That's unbelievable. Baylor, right where they left off with their quarterback Seth Russell, that horrible neck injury he had, but he was back, he was on fire, 55 points. That's how you start a season. Okay, Ohio State, 77 points. And they threw an interception on their first drive that went back for a touchdown. They only gave up 10. So basically, the rest of the game, you gave up 3 points. You put up 77. Ohio State picking up right where they left off. And they're my favorite to win the Big Ten. Okay, Michigan, my favorite to come in second in the Big Ten. 63 points. And again, they threw an interception on their first drive. 63 points. That's how you start a season. Way to go, Ohio State. Way to go, Michigan. And way to go, all those teams in the Big Ten, except for a few. I will be naming them later on. Navy, they picked up right where they left off after having probably their greatest year ever. And they pick it up, and they just pick it right up, even after losing their quarterback and their running back. Now that's something. And finally, Alabama. It's not just that they put up 52 points. It's not just that they only gave up 6. It's that they did that to a ranked team. You have got to be kidding me. You did that to a ranked team. And a pretty good one at that. Unbelievable. Just unbelievable. Okay, and here are some surprise teams. I was surprised by Wisconsin, Houston, Texas A&M, Miami, and Kansas. Wisconsin, they beat LSU. Wisconsin wasn't ranked. LSU was ranked, I think it was the number 5 team. Wow. Wisconsin, you keep it up like that, you're going to be in a pretty good bowl game. Houston, they beat Oklahoma. Oklahoma was ranked number 3 and was in the college playoffs last year. The college football players, Oklahoma was in it, and they just lost their first game to Houston. Houston, you keep that up, and you go undefeated, you could be in the college football playoffs. And you're not even a Power 5 school. Think about that. Texas A&M, they beat a ranked team. And Texas A&M, they lost 2 5-star quarterbacks and just had a transfer that wasn't considered good enough to play where he was. That's amazing. That's amazing. That's great for Texas A&M. You lose 2 quarterbacks, but you beat UCLA. Great job. In Miami, they put up 70 points. Only 3 teams had at least 70 points this week. Ohio State, Louisville, and Miami. Wow. And this is Miami of Florida, by the way. Because there are 2 Miami schools. One's in Ohio, one's in Florida. Okay, back to that. Back to this. 70 points. Wow. Now that's something. And again, it wasn't against a great team, but still. You put up 70 points and you're one of only 3 teams to do that? That's how you start a season. Ride the momentum, Miami. Ride it. And Kansas. Kansas is considered one of the worst schools in the FBS, and they put up 55 points. 55? How was that even possible? And again, it wasn't against a great school. It was against an FCS school, but you're considered one of the worst teams in the FBS, and you put up 55 points. You only give up like 6. I think it was 6. Somebody double check that. Yeah, it was 6. And that's how you start a season. Way to go to all these teams. Not so much for these teams. These are teams that disappointed. And I'm going to start with Tennessee. Tennessee. It took them to overtime to beat Appalachian State. They struggled all game. Their quarterback struggled. The defense was struggling. It was unbelievable. They were lucky to get out of there with a win. Tennessee, you got to play better if you want to stay ranked. You've got to play better because that's not going to cut it in your conference. It's not going to cut it. LSU, you lose to Wisconsin. And one of your players loses cool. Now he's suspended for a week. You can't do that. You can't do that, LSU. You got to get better. You know, you'll be lucky. You play like you did against Wisconsin, you're going to be lucky to get to a bowl. You got to play better than that. USC, the team that Alabama beat. You give up 52 points. You only get 6. And again, another one of your players loses control. And he stomps right on another player's you don't want to get stomped on where he got stomped. Yikes, I'm just glad he was okay. But yeah, you lose Ukul, and then he got ejected from that game. And he should have. But still, you struggled all game. And Alabama struggled early. You could have taken, like, a 2-score lead early, but you didn't take it. You're not going to get opportunities like that against Alabama, and now... Okay, I'm done with that. I'm done with that. I'm going to lose control over that. Oklahoma, they lost to Houston. This was a team that was in the college football playoffs. And they lost to Houston. Wow. Just, wow. Northwestern and Mississippi State. Northwestern, they lose to Western Michigan. Mississippi State, they lose to South Alabama. Wow. And these were pretty good teams last year. And Northwestern had both their quarterback and their running back. So, you were pretty good teams last year, and now you lose to teams that are considered inferior to you? Wow. Nice going. Anyway. UCLA, again, you lose to Texas A&M. You are a ranked team. Texas A&M, with all the losses they had, you should have been able to beat them easily. You couldn't do that. You know, and your rising sophomore quarterback throws 3 interceptions. You got to rebound, UCLA. Same thing to LSU and Oklahoma and Tennessee. You got to rebound to that. Virginia, you lose to Richmond. You lost to an FCS school, and the worst part is you lost by 3 scores. You lost by 17 points. That's 2 touchdowns and a field goal. How does a team lose to an FCS school by 17 points when you are in the FBS? Nice going, Virginia. Nice going. And TCU and Florida, they both struggled in those games. TCU, they picked it up at the end, was able to clinch it right away. Florida, somehow they only gave up 7 points. They got 24. But these teams have got to improve because they are in tough conference. They are in tough divisions. Yeah, tough conferences. I'm always getting college and the NFL mixed up, so that will happen from time to time. And finally, the game of the week. I watched this game last night. It was Texas-Notre Dame. That was a great game. You know, 2 overtimes, and I just knew whoever had the ball last was going to win. It was Texas. I knew they were going to get that touchdown. I knew they would. So it was going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Notre Dame, Texas, great job to both of you. Great job. You both deserve a round of applause. You know, these are teams that nobody's going to want to mess with. Notre Dame, they have their quarterback. Texas, seriously, they have not had a quarterback since Colt McCoy. Now they got theirs. That true freshman, he's a great quarterback for Texas. And their quarterback and that quarterback down in Notre Dame, great. Those two played a great game. I mean, those teams played a great game. It was unbelievable. I have no other way to say it, so I'm just going to throw my book back, and I'll see you guys next time.